Good morning. It is Tuesday, November 18th. Currently looking at SGBX, CLIK, GRRR. You can see up here in the top left, this is the after hour scanner from yesterday. Not a lot that looks great, just a lot of penny stocks. Nothing that looks promising. So CLIK had a nice move in after hours, but it kind of consolidated sideways. So I don't expect much from it. SGBX, worth a shot, but I don't know if it's going to do anything either. So currently just sitting tight. We'll see if something pops up on the scanner, kind of go from there. SGBX opening lower. It closed at 339, but opened way down at 322, 315. Charts seem like they're running slightly sluggish. Leading gainers so far are all penny stocks, the top 6. Not in love with that. CLIK opened around 760 and dropped down to 720. GRR, same story. Yeah, I don't see anything. Gonna reload the scanners. Nothing. So GRR, this is what I was talking about, opened, I don't know, around 1460, dropped down to 1420. Might be getting a bit of a bounce now, but I don't really trust it. Kind of open too low. It would need to push higher, maybe get above 15. It's also more expensive, so I'm not too excited about trading that. SLXN, everything looks good about this except no volume. Same for NITO. And then the next 5 are all penny stocks. So NOTV, KXIN, ACU, RYET, ASPP. And there's nothing wrong with trading penny stocks. I'm just not, it's not one of my strengths. So I stay away from it. And generally, there's always something to trade that's not a penny stock. So avoiding the penny stocks, I don't know, it's worked for me so far. Looks like TRUG might be trying to make a move. Well, except for the almost bearish engulfing candle. Do not see much. So yesterday pre-market, I did not take any trades. I sat down for about 20-25 minutes. There was nothing looked good. It was kind of similar to this morning. Penny stocks were moving and that was about it. I did take a trade in after hours, but I didn't record it. I only made $15. So, yeah, nothing significant there. Not seeing anything. Potentially CLIK, but it only has 4,000 shares of volume. It's got a 30-cent spread. So it just needs to get more volume. Spreads need to tighten up. CLIK was the one I traded last night. It wasn't easy. It You can see my buy and sell indicators. I didn't buy at the very top and sell way down here. I guess that's what it looks like. But I took a 200 shares, made $15, so only averaged like 7-8 cents a share. It's a nice move. Just I don't know if it can sustain that. Need a pullback or something. Even on the 5-second chart, there's no pullback. Just kind of went straight up. So low is what is the low of that? 827. I was watching the 5-second chart first candle to make a new high, which would have been right there. I guess that would have worked. It just pulled back so much, I wasn't sure. I don't feel comfortable with how much it's pulling back. The spreads have tightened up, which are nice. But you have huge topping tails on the 1 minute as well as the 5 minute. You can see on the 5-second, it's kind of just retraced that whole move. So I don't really see an entry, right? I don't see a safe entry. These topping tails also make me wonder, do we have large sellers up here that are unwinding, or are people day trading it like I am and they just don't have confidence in this thing making a move? So if your target was 880, a retest of the high, as soon as it got up there, everyone just sold right away because they didn't have faith that it was going to continue moving. I think that might be kind of the current sentiment in this cold market. It's just take profit, respect the technical levels, get in, get out, get green, rather than hold or add to your position for a push through those technical levels. Just take what you can get and get out. It could be a combination of both too. Well, that's a nice little pop. Spreads are getting wide again. I was watching this for first 5 minute candle to make a new high. But it's kind of just going. So our current high is 843. Low or VWAP is 815. Went ahead and got in there. 200 shares at 859. It's getting in for that 5-minute candle to make a new high versus the previous one. My target would be 890. Just giving this one a second, see if it's going to go. It's kind of stuck at the 850 to 860 level. High of the previous 1-minute candle was, what was it, 867? This thing needs to break 867, and then I look for a retest at 890. But it's having a lot of trouble right here. This is exactly how that trade after hours yesterday was. Just a lot of indecision. Just choppy. Keeps hitting that 859 level and then bouncing off of it. Tried taking half at 880, but I'm not getting filled. Canceled that. Took half at 890. Taking another half at 885, but it didn't get filled. Took half at 887, so I'm only long 50 shares at 859. Seems to be holding 880 to 890. Looking at the 5-second chart, kind of watching that. There's kind of an ascending support line. Oh, there was. sold on that plunge down. So 861. Still 2 cents above my entry. Well, we got some profit. I don't really like that trade. The stock's not easy. Looking at the 5-second chart, that last 50 share block I had, I was kind of looking, if you look on the 5-second chart, I was in or I was watching it right through here. And it was kind of bouncing between 880, 890. And there's a slight, like, I don't know if I can draw it. I was kind of watching that. Oh, whoops. I was kind of watching that. That's what I meant by the ascending support line. And I thought that was actually going to push it higher because it was kind of a wider range, narrow, 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 kind of against the flat 890 level. And then I thought as we got to kind of the apex of that, it was going to push through higher. But that's when it like jolted down and I sold as soon as I saw that. I didn't even see what the level it was hitting on the level 2. I just know that it broke that and it broke it quick. So I was just trying to get out as quickly as possible. That's what I was watching. I was hoping that would push it to the upside and we could break through 890, but it doesn't seem to happen. Or doesn't seem to want to happen. But $45. $45 on 200 shares isn't bad. It's like 25 cents a share almost. So not stellar, but that's okay. I made $15 yesterday, $45 today, so 60 on the week, but so far, so nothing spectacular. Yeah, that wasn't a, I don't know. The trade worked, but it wasn't great. I held during this dip right here. It went lower than I liked it to. I wanted my out to be around 840. You can see it knifed all the way down to 826. It recovered it quickly, which is why I didn't sell, but I probably I should have sold as it knifed down like that, which I think was probably right here on the 5-second chart. So yeah, I don't think that was spectacular. I did have someone ask about the audio alerts I'm using. The audio alerts, they are not through Webull. It's a third-party application, and it's Day Trade Dash by Warrior Trading. First, I'm not affiliated with, well, I'm a Warrior Pro member, but I'm not like sponsored by them or in their affiliate program or anything like that. So I don't get paid to use this or anything like that. Anyways, it's what I use. And I've used it for a few years now. And I really like it. So anytime you hear an audio alert, it's coming from this application. And I currently have alerts set up on 2 different scanners. It's this running up scanner in the bottom left, and then the small cap high a day momentum on the left center. And they have a ton of different scanners you can use. I don't know, there's like 30 here. So you can really tailor it to your strategy or what you're looking to be alerted to in the market. Mine right now are tailored to more like the scalping mentality, day trading, quick in and out, looking for things that are squeezing up. Sell, buy high, sell higher. But you can definitely tailor this to whatever. I mean, they even have large cap scanners, reversal scanners. You could focus in on penny. They have the halt scanners, continuation, recent reverse splits. There's an IPO scanner somewhere here. So it's really dynamic. And like I said, it's really tailorable to what you want. You can hear that audio alert going off. That's this running up scanner. Let's, oh, and another thing is everything could be linked together. So if I click, so right now the charts I'm showing PRZO. If I click a ticker that's moving, like CLIK just was, everything jumps to that. So you can see I have 4 charts here. A 1 minute in the top right, a 5 minute in the top middle, daily chart down here on the bottom, and then the bottom right is a 10-second. And I'm gonna go ahead and mute these so they don't drive you guys crazy. So of course CLIK is now putting in a solid move. That would have been a nice entry right there after that huge drop. Get the first 1 minute candle to make it there to move higher. I wouldn't have a lot of confidence though after that much of a sell-off, but regardless, it kind of a nice move. Or if you just took the first 5 minute candle to make a new high after all that, that also would have been nice. But anyways, back to the scanners. Yeah, you can, I mean, you can tailor this window however you want. The red outline is like where you can place things, and I mean, you can configure this a million different ways, which is really nice. You can also do it manually where you just shrink or enlarge windows. The alerts, you can mute them like I just did. You can also set up different alert sounds. So there's all these different bells or sounds. That way you know if a certain sound, what scanner it's hitting. So the running up, I have the alert sound, and if you click it, it plays it. Which is nice, so you can preview it. Well, I forget. I have this tailored. There's only certain ones I'm alerted to because some of these I don't want. Like the medium flow, I think I don't use. The squeeze up 10% in 10 minutes I don't use. But anyways, I don't remember which is which. It's all saved in like my loadout. You can also have different chimes. So like this one's a different chime. That way I know, okay, it's not running up, but it's high day momentum. So that's really nice. It's nice that they put that much thought into it. And then you can see all these different columns. There's a ton of information here, which is what I really like. So like it gives you a timestamp, the symbol, the price, the volume, the float. That's how much volume it has when it hits the scanner. So when CLIK hit 955, had 890 shares, 890,000 shares of volume. It gives you a whole bunch of other information too, which is really nice. And then it tells you what strategy name it's hitting. So like squeeze up 10% in 10 minutes. And before that, it was the low float, high relative volume. So they're really, really nice, really powerful. And then up here in the top left, this is kind of the bread and this is like, I don't know, the bread and butter, the primary scanner. This is the top gainers. It's what I'm looking at every morning when I first sit down. And it's sorted by gap. You can sort it by other columns as well, but you can see CLIK is at a 35% gap versus the close. The little flame symbol, that's the news. So the redder the flame, the more recent the news. And then as the news, gets older and older, the flame cools off. Yellow means like it had news, but it might not be that recent. Whereas the red flame means like it just had breaking news. So that one you might want to pay attention to. And then you have the price, the volume, the float. It's really nice, the color contrast too. So I don't have to look at this scanner and then go through every single line, which is time consuming. I can look at this and immediately hone in on this kind of, I don't know what color this is, cyan or light blue, because those are all the super low float stocks. So immediately I'm drawn to, okay, I should pay attention to these first two, and then maybe whatever this 174 is, and then the 634. So it just makes you more agile, which is really important when you're day trading and scalping. And then they have other, columns: high relative volume, gap, short interest, which in the GameStop era, the short interest was really important. I haven't been using it that much, but it's nice that they have it. You can link all these different, you can do different links. Right now mine's all blue, and that's what happens when you click a ticker, everything refreshes. Let's go to AXTA. So down here in this middle bottom window, this is also a window I really like. It's basically just information and news. So it tells you the ticker, quick glance at what price it's at, and then what kind of gap percent it's at. So it's up 11% pre-market. Tells you the name of the company. This is Exalta Coating Systems Ltd. It's in the US. It's on the NYSE. It's in the materials sector. Has to do with chemicals. So that's all really nice. At a quick glance, it tells you, what's going on. So you might have a low float stock, and all of a sudden you see the CN or HK. So okay, this is a Chinese Hong Kong stock. Might want to be a little cautious, but at the same time, these can usually, or in the summer, stocks from that area they could run. Whether that was market manipulation or whatever, it's a different conversation. But it's nice to have that information. It's nice to know what sector it's in. So if the tech sector is really hot, you click a stock and it's industrial, not tech. You're like, okay, maybe I should be a bit more cautious. And then the news headlines. It's always nice to have the news headlines. They have a timestamp so you can see. This came out at 4:06 p.m. yesterday, which is probably why it's yellow, versus AXTA, which probably came out this morning. Yeah, so it's red. It came out 9 minutes ago. So that's the color difference in the flame, which it's a really simple thing, but again, it just comes down to the thought put into that. It's a really powerful tool at the same time. So I'm just really impressed with the thought that went into this. And then if you scroll down, there's a lot of flow other information, which is the same information in the columns, just presented in a different format. Maybe some can read this faster versus the chart or the scanner. And then the charts, they're super powerful. I actually like these charts more than the Webull charts, but you can't do like an API or tie orders to them. So you'd have to kind of look at these charts, use a different platform to actually execute the orders. So that's why I don't use these, but I use it as kind of a fourth chart. Um, and I just quickly reference it. They're just as dynamic as any other high-end charting platform. Ton of different options, ton of different studies, drawings, everything you could want. You can change these windows, you can remove the windows, you can hide the windows. By windows, I mean the information panes here. I really like how just the information's presented. Like you can look at it, you can look at one of these charts and just immediately get a ton of info. I also like they can go down. Where's it? Oh, right here, the time frames. So they have a 10-second or a 15-second, a 24-second, and then it kind of goes up from there. I really like the 10-second chart. Webull uses a 5-second chart, but I think the 10-second chart's better. A 5-second chart's kind of noisy, whereas the 10-second is like a really good sweet spot. 15-second is almost too slow. So I like the 10-second chart, but because I can't place orders through this platform, I don't look at it that much. Then yeah, it's a really solid platform. It's a little pricey. I think if you're a non-member, it's like 197 a month, maybe. But if you're a member of Warrior Trading, it's at 147 a month. It does pay for itself. Like I've been using it. If you have a solid strategy, you're making money. It can definitely alert you to stocks that'll make more than that in one trade. So it can pay for itself. That's probably the only downside is the cost. It might be outside some people's budget, but I think it's nice. It's one more tool you can have in your toolbox, and it's one more thing you can use to stack the odds in your favor, which is super important in something as challenging as the stock market. So it can't hurt to have these scanners. The only thing that can hurt is if you get in the mindset that, oh, if something hits a scanner, I immediately should jump into it. It's not true. I did that for a while and I got burned. Like in the long run, it's, you still have to do your due diligence. Just because it's popping up doesn't mean you should buy it. So it's important to just keep that in mind. This isn't the holy grail of what you should buy or sell. It's just one more advantage you can have in your corner. So I've been really happy with it. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and call it. I need to start getting ready for my 9 to 5. CLIK moved higher. That's nice. Glad I got a little bit of profit, but it wasn't easy. So with that, I'm gonna call it. Good luck, everyone, and I will see everyone back here tomorrow, Wednesday.